Well, hello, this is Bowtie David working on a little bit of a different project today. It does have to do with the garden though. We're making some raised beds. You'll notice that we have some bricks laid out here, mostly painted. I wanted to get a little video before I was completely done, but this just kind of wanted to make a video to walk you through it. So here we go. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. We've got 135 bricks laid out here to be painted white. You'll notice these end ones are up on a 2x to get them off the ground so we can paint the ends. These are what's going to make the corner of 3 beds that we're building out here. And kind of getting midway through here with the first coat. Definitely going to need a second coat. Putting on some stucco and cement paint from Valspar. Not my favorite brand, but they do make a paint for this specifically. My friend has been planting in pots for the past few years, but we're going to be putting these beds back in this slot right along here where the pots used to sit, and we're going to fill these areas, and then over here is going to go another bed right here. That dog house is going to move, I'm pretty sure, and we will be getting these in hopefully this week. And we're back on day 2. You can see all the bricks are painted with 3 coats of paint on day 1. We've got 135 bricks. I'm pretty sure we're going to be about 4 or 5 bricks short. I miscalculated in one of the boxes. So no big deal. We'll just paint them in place when the time comes. It's not going to matter. But anyway, so I've already started another part here. I'm going to start with what I'm considering the hardest bed, simply because it's 3 rows of bricks, 3 courses of bricks. And you can see I've already cleared out with a hoe this back area. We have a lot of extra gravel over here, and I'm going to take some of the middle gravel and use it as a bit of a foundation over here. This is going to be dry stack cinder block, so it's not going to be a totally crucial thing that it be cemented or anything like that. This can be put in, be used for years, even decades, and if someone wants to take it out, it can be taken out just as easy, probably easier. So yeah, I'm going to do another run here of clearing and try to get this nice rectangular shape so that we can start our courses of bricks. So first things first, of course, a little word about safety. We're pounding in the ground, we're hoeing up weeds out of the ground. You know, if you watch any of my videos, you know how I feel about eye protection. Stuff can fly up and get in your eyes and can be anything from an annoyance to something serious in your eye, and I encourage you to invest in. Now these here, I like these because these actually block UV rays, but they're still clear so I can see. Now right now they're getting a little foggy because I'm sitting in the shade at the moment. But anyway, eye protection is important. But also, now, years ago, I ran a marathon. Ran 2 marathons at the same time, my first and my last. So yeah, 2 marathons. No, it was just 1 marathon. Ran the Catalina Island Marathon, which was just totally amazing. But I messed up my knees. And granted, I'm going to be on the nice soft ground, but I don't know what I'm going to be kneeling on. There might be rocks in there. I'm not going to always be kneeling on the nice soft ground, so I like my knee protection, and I protect my knees and preserve my knees from further damage when I can. So anyway, let's get back onto this project because I'm getting ready to put down the first course of brick. So this literally did not take very long at all. I got this all tamped down. Now, I'll tell you what, when I built my beds, I didn't have a tamper. And I do now wish I had. I've done this a few times. This really takes the soil, tamps it down good and level. And I have a path across here 4 inches out from the patio here that is extremely level. Another useful tool is a nice long level that you can check things with. And I'm actually using this rail as a guideline the bottom course of bricks is 48 inches from that surface right there. So I know I have a really good guideline to go across here. But yeah, so once you have and you see there's some gravel pounded in there. There's about 2 inches of gravel. It's not a lot. Some would say, oh, you need 4 inches or whatever. But you know what? It's a garden bed. It's not going anywhere. Recommended tool would be a little short level as well as a long level. But you can see this brick is a little high on this end. If I go like this, you see it's high on this side, which means this corner is a little bit high. But we can do that with either a rubber mallet, an impact-free mallet of some kind, or if you don't have one, take a 2x and a regular hammer and you can set it in just like this and it'll work. Well, with 2 hands I can show you, but I don't have 2 hands. So I have to hold the camera with one. I forgot my tripod, but I'm gonna set these bricks nice and level as I go. This is the hardest thing about setting the first course of bricks, is getting them level and getting them right. So the first course of bricks, take your time, get them right. Second course of bricks will just plop right down. Nothing doing, no time. And there we go, a little bit of pounding. We are close enough for government work. That's gonna work. You'll notice it's almost dead on bubble this way too. So we're gonna call that good. We're gonna continue this course along this way to the right. So a quick note on planning your bed. The owner of this house wanted a 10-foot long bed. Now, if you look at a decent tape measure, you'll see that every 16 inches there is a red mark. Now, these bricks are technically 8 by 8 by 16, but you'll notice they're only about 15 and 5/8 long. Why is that? Well, that makes it 16 inches with mortar between bricks. And today we're not using mortar, so it's gonna take effect. So you kind of have to do your calculations based on a little bit of fudging. But this bed is small enough that when we come down here to the 10-foot mark, let me hook that on the other side. Whoop. When we come down here to the 10-foot mark, you can see we're actually going to be about 2 inches short, 2.5 inches short because of that mortar. And that's going to be okay, because the next increment up from that is 8 more inches, and it's going to make the bed definitely too long. So you can see how we have a nice level row of bricks all put down here. Now you'll notice there's one broken brick. I actually heard it crack when I was unloading the trailer, and didn't realize that it had cracked until I started leveling it. And obviously it cracked, but you know what? It's on the back, on the bottom, and it's not going to matter, because once I get this glued in, it's going to be good. So this is no sponsorship. What I'm using is Liquid Nails Heavy Duty, which is rated for construction. It's weatherproof and waterproof. The other stuff is not weatherproof. This stuff is. And you'll notice I put a heavy bead on the inside here, and I got me a corner brick here. See, it's painted on 2 sides. And when you lay that brick, it has to cross a seam. So it's going to line up with that corner. The reason I didn't put any glue on the outside is just because I didn't want it to ooze out. That's all. It's not going to take a lot to hold these bricks in place. The bricks on my own bed are not even glued at all, and they hold pretty good. And in about 2 minutes, maybe 3, we've got part of a second course of bricks in. And my favorite thing is checking the line here along this and seeing how close it is with the line on that rail. It is pretty darn close, so I'm very happy about that. So when opening a new tube of this stuff, or any stuff, I always cut a small hole at the end and cut it a little bit at an angle. It gives you some control. The reason why I cut it so small is inevitably the job ends about halfway through a tube. And so I always use a Torx bit and screw it in there. And that way, with this Torx tip, this star drive tip, doesn't matter how hardened this stuff is, you can always unscrew it, and it will actually keep the stuff good. Back to about here, then you'll whack off that nozzle right about there, and be sure to finish the tube. It's kind of a 2 strikes you're out kind of thing, so that's kind of the practice I do though. I've been using this same screw on exterior grade adhesive. This is probably going to be the 4th or 5th time it's going to get used. Perfect screw for it though. Stainless steel, Torx head, easy to get out. Another quick note on this stuff. When you buy it, inside there is a foil seal that you have to break. And you're obviously not going to stick anything down in there, but you'll notice the tip of your caulk gun, most of them will be either here, some of them actually have them up at the handle. This one has it here, that long wire. That is so that you can go in here and make a few holes in that foil. Now, this tube is ready to use. Less than 20 minutes later, and 3 courses on 2 sides are completed. You can see we got corner pieces in the proper places. Everything's looking the way it should. This is the height it's going to be. There's going to be a wood bench on top of here. But now I'll admit I'm a handyman. I don't do this kind of work very often. So I am kind of slow, number one. I'm old, number two. And frankly, it's burning up hot out here. Well, I say burning up hot. The humidity is way high. Feels like it's many degrees higher than the actual temperature out here because of the humidity. We've been getting a lot of rain lately. I mean, several inches a day. But fortunately, we live on sand, so it drains away pretty fast. But I'm gonna go get me a cold drink of water and continue ever onward. So if you're wondering why I finished the back 3 courses before starting the front, that's so I wouldn't have to step over the bricks because I'm really getting tired. That was a hard course to do because part of it was actually had built up on the soil level. Then from about here down, had to be dug down a little bit. So it was pretty tough. The only section is just this very corner over here that's not dug down in the soil level. It's got a pretty good rock base on it. So another 10 minutes, I'll have this one done with cinder blocks. And of course, getting the corner to match up is the trickiest part. I did have to make a small adjustment that's reflected right there. But as I went, I made sure it was the right width all the way down to make this wall match up with this corner, because that would be really hard to adjust. But you can see I put extra glue in there for this corner piece. I'm about to put another bead right up here because I just realized I missed it. And this corner piece will be in, and the bed will be done. Okay, well, I said the bed would be done. The cinder blocks on the bed will be done, and they are just what we wanted. Good bed. About 24 inches by 9 feet of planting space. There will be a wooden 2x going all the way around the top that will serve as a sitting bench while the gardener is in the garden. I chose to do the hardest bed first so I wouldn't be stuck at the end of the day doing this in the sun, because right now this is going to be moving into shadow. We're doing a bed here and a bed over, I think that's the 8-foot bed over yonder. Or is this yeah, I think that's the 8-foot bed. Doing a shorter bed and another 10-foot bed, and we will be done with cinder blocks. So the cinder block on all 3 beds is done. You can see the one off in the distance there. This one here, I managed to get a wooden top. Now there's multiple ways you can top these. If you've seen my garden tours, you know that I topped it with cinder block caps, 4-inch solid blocks. And this is with wood, treated wood, but it will last a very long time because it's not going to be in contact with anything wet. So this is really good as well, and it's just a treated lumber, and it will not be in contact with the soil, but it's another alternative. So I hope you got something out of this. This was a video I've been waiting to make for a while. I actually did another set of beds over the winter, but I did not manage to get a video recorded of it. And this I had a little more opportunity. We have storms on the horizon right now. In fact, I don't know if you can see the dark clouds up there. We've had some crazy weather here in Florida. Most days we've been getting major storms, and I mean major. We just had a tornado not too far from here, where Mrs. Bowtie works, on the property of her employer. But everybody's okay. It was a small one. If you saw that video, pretty much went viral, of the tornado in Miramar Beach. That was it. But anyway, I am exhausted. the storm isn't quite here yet, so I'm going to try to do at least one more bed. The cinder blocks on here, I've glued the top down with that same exterior glue, or heavy duty glue. And so it will hopefully be stuck when I get back in 2 days. I won't be able to be here tomorrow. I have another job to do. It's a little timely, but yeah, you can see the wood here. I actually attached the boards to each other with 4 stainless steel number 10 3-inch screws on each joint, so they are not gonna let go. The wood will rot first, and that's gonna be a long time. So anyway, another exciting project down. Hey, if you're just stumbling along finding our channel, please subscribe to Bowtie Life on YouTube. We talk mostly about gardening, sometimes about life. This is probably going to be going up on my Facebook page for Bowtie Handyman as well, though it's an exhausting job to do on a very humid day. So please subscribe. Every subscription helps on YouTube. If you thought it was inspirational, educational, informational, entertaining, please click the thumbs up and share on your social media. This is a busy road. Got a little Kubota skid steer going down the road right now. But anyway, yeah, that's all I can think to say. Have a blessed day.